A celebration speech is usually short, brief, and favorable to a person or an organization in whose honor the celebration has been organized. Also, by now, I'm sure you must have actually understood what are the key aspects of any kind of speech that needs to be delivered, and also the method or the style in which we have to outline and present any form of speech, be it informative, persuasive, or celebration. I am also sure that you must have figured out a few common elements that exist in all the three types of speeches, and therefore what I am going to do in this session, which is on celebration speech, is just share a few important pointers that you will need to remember while you are delivering a celebration speech. The first point would be to adapt our presentation and language style based on the occasion and the people who are around us. It is very important to ensure that the stories and the main points of the ceremonial speech or the celebration speech that we are going to deliver will be able to connect with the emotional needs and memories of the people around us. It is also important for us to be able to be as simple and as quick while we are sharing our celebration note to the set of people who are around us. And the emotional needs or the memories are all about the person or a couple or the organization in whose honor the entire celebration is being organized. The second point would be to describe an emotional moment with the audience or with the group of people who are around you. This is essentially to give them or allow them a chance to relive, remember, or experience the same feeling and the fondness that they went through when they spent some time with the person who is being spoken about, or when they worked with an organization or have been a part of the organization. This not only helps people relive, remember, or experience the entire time span. This is something which will allow the audience to reaffirm the ties and strong relationship that they've had with an individual or an organization that the celebration is all about, and it also is just the best way to ensure that the audience is kept captivated and is constantly keeping an eye on what is being spoken. A few examples for what an emotional moments that we could share while we are delivering celebration speech would be something as simple as your company that you've been working for in the last few years has actually offered you soft loans whenever required, be it your sister's marriage, parents' surgery, or a quick trip to abroad. Another option or another scenario that we could share as a emotional story would be around out of the blue getting a sponsorship or a fully funded master's course from a university which you never expected, and this is because of one of your friends who's actually made a good reference, a strong reference to the university about your candidature. It could also be your chuddy dost, which is your childhood friend, who apparently has been all along with you, be it the bail time or your interview time or your final round of an interview or even marriage. Such scenarios are worth sharing, especially when we are celebrating the joy of being together in the last few years. Third point would be to recall humorous and strange scenarios that you would have encountered while you were either with this individual or with an organization. The best thing about it is, yes, again here you allow the audience to relive the moment, and most importantly, this is just the best way to get your audience come to ease and lighten up themselves. A few examples that I can share would be, for example, the first time both the friends actually bunked their classes together and they felt so good about it, and the immediate counter effect of that would be both of them together got suspended in the college. Another example could be of how your first show at the workplace ended up being fantastic experience because you were actually sitting in your boss's cabin and everyone was playing around with you. Or maybe your joining date was 1st of April, which was the Fool's Day, and you had a fantastic time reaching out to a place which is not even your workplace. So situations like this or scenarios like this, sharing it, people actually feel at ease and then feel more belong to what you're sharing and start responding non-verbally in the form of different non-verbal cues. The fourth point would be to praise any achievement or contribution of this person or the organization. The intent is to try and make the entire achievement or the accomplishment as real as possible, and to do that it is very important for us to share this achievement in the original way. It also makes it an enjoyable moment and people feel proud of what is being shared. A few quick examples that I can talk about would be how this friend actually worked hard to become the gold medalist in the university. Or it could also be how from a very low underprivileged background, this friend of yours who came worked hard to an extent that he grabbed the biggest or the most wished dream job offer on campus. At an organization level, how the organization is being able to perform from a bootstrapped company to making it to X, and from X to 2X in a span of 18 months period, and how it is grown exponentially thereafter. Instances like these can actually help people connect, enjoy and relive again the entire celebration. The fifth point would be to share any kind of struggle that the person or the organization must have gone through. The intent of sharing struggle is to actually help people understand of the problems a person has faced to be able to get or gain the success. And the stronger intent therefore is also to tell that despite all the problems, this person or the organization worked hard to overcome them, helping people understand that there is a ray of hope in any and every situation. A few examples that I could share would be on how all of a sudden a student who was studying on the basis of student loan and the bank rejected the loan, all of a sudden chose to work in whatever form and shape and ensure that he earns as much as it is required to take up his course and complete his course. I remember a friend, and it's worth mentioning, he was in mechanical engineering while I was a student as well, and this student apparently was a son of a farmer who took up a loan and started doing his engineering course. In the middle of second year, the bank dropped in a mail or a letter telling the loan is being cancelled because of some internal reasons. It was so nice to see that this friend of mine actually chose to work, and because there was deficit of skills, he chose to work in whatever form and shape. He worked as a watchman in the evening and ensured he earns about 7 to 10K every month. Whatever he collected over a period of time actually made his funds for the college fees. This is certainly an inspiration to not only myself but also a group of friends who were his classmates as well. Another instance that I could share is how an organization went through a sudden drop as a result of a lot of people moving out from the organization. But there is the CEO who actually puts in his effort again to rebuild the company and become one of the best companies in the field of e-learning. So these are a few examples of what are the kind of struggles an individual or an organization would have faced, and how did they overcome it? What did they do to overcome it? As I told, it actually helps audience get a ray of hope and have confidence in the person or the organization and celebrate in a very nice way. Last but not the least would be our sixth point, which is to focus on dramatics rather than life facts about the subject that is in the speech. Of course, there is something very significant that this individual or the organization has done, and it is worth expressing in the best way possible. When I say dramatics, I obviously mean the way in which we can deliver this entire celebration speech. The style, the language, the tone, and the facial expressions. It is absolutely okay to exaggerate, because it's all about the greatness in what the individual or the organization has achieved over a period of time with a lot of struggles and hard work that has gone in. We now come towards the end of our fifth session as well. In the entire session, we've actually understood what a celebration speech is and where these celebration speeches are relevant. We've understood how, in the similar fashion as that of an informative or a persuasive speech, we will be able to outline and present a celebration speech. And we've also made an attempt to understand what are those key aspects that we have to keep in mind while we deliver our celebration speech. Thank you.